In the world of technology, you still need somebody to put you through. Yes, you say education. How do you look at education? You said education is a scam, but you have a phone in your hand and you are using that phone to record video. You are using that phone to do what is that? If education is not in place, you can't be using that technology. So we look at education as ability to read and write or going to school. No, we have formal education, we have informal education. You can still be educated informally.
Okay.
So you see, this is one of the reasons why I say, look, if you are looking at a private school, education, look at those who had gone into the university to study education. Because they are the real professionals.
All right.
They will look at everything and analyze it as it's supposed to be. It is not a quick fix something. Oh, this boy is not doing well. In our place, in our school, we will analyze the child. The analysis will extend to the home.
All right, Dr. Olumide, this is what we'll do. We'll need to go on a break for the national news. When we return, we'll turn the mic over to you to also give us your take. Yes,
land on your thoughts.
It's all right.
Thank you so much. Please do well to stay with us.
One population of 6 billion.
Daybreak. The Daybreak Show.
Electricity. Vibes on the frequency.
Go solar. No more darkness. Go solar. Stay in business. Go solar. Grow your business. Modern problems require modern solutions. In the face of high fuel costs and failing electricity, now is the time to go solar. Paradise Life Nigeria Limited, expert in solar procurement, installation, and maintenance, offers you high-quality service for your home solar systems. We are dealer in all solar equipment and accessories, solar panels, inverters, batteries, charge controllers. We also specialize in the installation of CCTV, solar street lights, electric fencing, automatic gate installation, also solar bore oil construction for domestic and industrial use. Our installations are of high quality and pocket friendly. Contact us today for a suitable quote tailored to your need and budget. Training is also available. Visit Paradise Life Nigeria Limited today at Paradise Solar House beside Star Times office, Alogi Obantoko, Abeokuta. Visit our website on www.paradisedigitalworld.com or send a WhatsApp message to 0803 910 9394 or call 0905 672 5977.
Daybreak. We don't just scratch the news, we dig deep for it. Breaking the beats and the chips of the analysis. Line by line, tale by tale. Narrating the antecedents you've never for once been told. We place the force of the rock behind every story. And that's the power of the rock. Rock City 101.9 FM. 4 stories untold.
The biggest news stories. This is Rock City FM News.
The time is 10 o'clock. Here is the national news. First to top headlines. Ogun Red Riot Act to fuel stations operators under dispensing petrol to motorists. Tinubu orders release of minors arrested during the violent and bad governance protest. Sultan asks Nigerians to stop castigating their leaders and leave them to God for judgment. Court acquits Nigeria's former Chief Justice of corruption, orders the freezing of his account. Good morning, I am Osatuame Ighalo Chima, bringing you the news and details shortly. Now, the news and detail. Petrol station operating in Ogun State have been warned the unethical practice of manipulating their pump meter. The State Transport Commissioner, Engineer Lugbenga Dairo, issued the warning at the meeting with a monitoring committee set up by the state government in Abeokuta. The committee was established to check the arbitrary increase in transport fare and sharp practices of fuel station operators at the time when residents are groaning due to the economic hardship. Motorists across the states, especially in Abeokuta, the state capital, have been battling with fuel stations tampering with pump meters with the purpose of under-dispensing fuel. The most culpable, according to Rock City FM investigation, are fuel stations operated by independent marketers. He said operators of fuel stations across the state caught in the act of tampering with their pump meters would be sanctioned. The commissioner also asked public transport unions in the state to keep a tab on their members not to charge arbitrary fare. Ogun State government is to begin the reconstruction of Ashero Farmers Market along Abekota-Ibadan Road in Abekota. The project is one of the farmers market projects announced recently by Governor Dakwa Abiodun to enable residents to buy farm produce at a cheaper price. The farmers market would also be established in other strategic locations, including Ijebu-Ode in Ogun East and Lusada in Ogun West. The State Agriculture and Food Security Commissioner, Honorable Bolu Owotomo, announced the project at a stakeholders meeting with traders at the market. When the project is completed, the commissioner said it to be a viable market for the sale of farm produce at competitive rate. He assured traders in the existing farmers market that they will be considered for allocation of stalls in the market after it is reconstructed. Retired civil servants in Ogun State have received an increase of 20,000 naira in their monthly pension for the month of October 2024. The additional amount across the board followed the implementation of the new wage by the state government. The 20,000 naira increase is lower than 42,000 naira added to the monthly salaries of serving civil servants earning above the minimum wage. Most of the pensioners told Rock City FM that they were expecting a 33.3% increase in their monthly pensions with the new national minimum wage. A top member of the Pensioners Union said the 33.3% increase was what they were expecting in line with the pensions law. He equally said they would raise the issue with the state government. President Tinubu has ordered the immediate release of all minors detained for participating in violent and bad governance protests. He also ordered that all of them should be reunited with their families anywhere they are in the country. Information Minister Idris Mohammed announced this to the State House correspondent at the Presidential Villa Abuja on Monday. He said a committee would also be set up to investigate issues surrounding the arrest, detention, and release of the minors. The minister said any law enforcement officer found culpable by the committee would be prosecuted, as 76 minors who were arrested during the violent protests had been in police custody. They were arraigned last week before a court which granted each of them bail in the sum of 10 million naira. INEC says it has learned lessons in conducting the recent Edo State governorship poll and previous polls. INEC chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakub said the lessons learned are in the areas of logistics and management of poll results. He assured that the lessons learned will be used to improve on the conduct of the November 16 Ondo State governorship poll. President Yakub stated this on Monday during his visit to the Ondo State headquarters in Akure. He said the lessons will be used in improving the movement of electoral materials and personnel to and through polling unit. The lessons learned would also assist in managing the results of the poll. Yakub said he was in Ondo State to assess the preparation for the state's November 16 governorship poll. The Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Sa'ad Abubakar III, has urged Nigerians to pray for their leaders and stop castigating them over perceived bad governance. The top traditional ruler asked the people to leave their leaders to God to judge, adding that nothing good or bad lasts forever. The Sultan made the plea in Kaduna during the regional conference on Climate Change Committee in northern Nigeria. He said on Remembrance Day, God would hold the leaders accountable for their stewardship while in power over their people. He equally cautioned religious leaders against misleading their followers for personal gains because 90% of them regard religious leaders as their savior. The Cold War between Governor Abba Yusuf and Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso has widened to crisis in the Kano State chapter of the New Nigeria People's Party. Kwankwaso, who is the party's 2023 presidential candidate, has been at loggerheads with Governor Yusuf over the control of the party structure in the state. Political watchers said Kwankwasia movement, created by Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, is trying to position the senator again for the 2027 presidential poll. On Sunday, two of the party's members in the House of Reps, Aliyu Gidi and Al-Hassan Romo, quit the Kwankwasia movement in protest against alleged attempt to reduce the control of the governor on the party structure. Both lawmakers are loyal to the governor. Honorable Gideon, who's the deputy minority leader in the House of Reps, addressing his supporters in Kano, said he's quitting the movement because He is no longer relevant politically. He also alleged that the movement has been undermining Governor Yusuf, boasting that he could face any of the leaders of the movement on a political battlefield. An appeal court sitting in Abuja has acquitted former Nigeria's Chief Justice Walter Onohe, who was removed from office for official corruption. The appellate court's panel of judges, led by Justice Mohammed Bello on Monday, acquitted him of false asset declaration. It also ordered federal government to defreeze his account in the Standard Chartered Bank Nigeria Limited. Justice Bello gave the order after the Attorney General of the Federation, Chief Lateef Fagbemi, asked the court to halt further hearings of 3 appeals filed by Justice Onohe. Justice Onohe had challenged the suspension by former President Buhari ahead of the 2019 presidential poll. The former Nigeria's Chief Justice was later convicted by the Code of Conduct Tribunal on a 6-count charge, including false asset declaration. Justice Bello said the Monday's judgment followed the October 24, 2024 settlement agreement between the federal government and the former Chief Justice. In business, Ekiti State government has granted operational licenses to 14 electricity vendors to generate and distribute electricity in the state. 3 of the vendors are into distribution, 4 into generation, while 5 are meter assets providers. Infrastructure and Public Utilities Commissioner Professor Mobolaji Aluko announced the deal at the stakeholders meeting in Ado-Ekiti. He explained that the agreement was signed under the electricity law enacted in 2023, which transferred power from the exclusive to the concurrent list of the Constitution. Finally, in the national news, sport news, Nigeria's Flamingos won the Fair Play Award at the just concluded FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in Dominican Republic. The team was awarded for their exemplary behavior in the tournament. The Flamingos picked the least number of bookings during the competition. They were eliminated by the United States of America in the quarterfinals, going down to a 2-0 loss, but they won all 3 group games before succumbing to the firepower of the Americans. North Korea claimed the title after beating Spain 4-3 on penalties in the final. That was the national news, and just before we go, the top headlines once again. Ogun has read the Riot Act to fuel station operators under dispensing fuel to motorists. Tinubu has ordered the release of minors arrested during the Violence and Bad Governance protest. Sultan has asked Nigerians to stop castigating their leaders and to leave them to God for judgment. Court acquitted Nigeria's former Chief Justice of corruption, ordered defreezing of his account. For more stories and to listen to us live, please log on to our website www.rockcityfmradio.com. Thank you for listening. I am Usatuame Ighalo Chima. Good morning.
Traffic updates, business news, eyewitness reports, and a variety of topical issues. These are the basic ingredients of a top-notch breakfast show. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. Weekday mornings on Rock City 101.9 FM, the voice of the people.
This land of promise is not home for me. It's not home for me. Oh, I believe I receive of this land of promise where I stand to be blessed. Now home for me. Now home for me. I believe. This land of glory is the land of my dreams. This land of peace, oh, it is well, it is well. Away the beauty, you have not been forsaken. You know who you are, beautiful land. It is well, it is well. It is well. It is well with us. It is well. is well. Tell your daughters and call your sons to speak to the land and declare it as one. Oh, oh. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Oh, hey, all in your land of promise. We call out your grace. We declare your harvest. Oh, it is well, it is well, it is well. Awake, O beauty. You have not been forsaken. You know who you are. Beautiful land. It is well, it is well. We're not afraid. It is well. It is well, it is well with us. It is well. It is well. It is well. That you know it is well. 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 Awake, O beauty. You have not been forsaken. You know who you are. Beautiful and oh, oh, oh. Hey! Oh, oh, oh. 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 Whoa. It is well.
Of course, it definitely is well with our dear nation, Nigeria. Welcome to the second and final lap of today's edition of Citizens Forum on Rock City 101.9. Before we went on that break, we had discussed our harsh economy, the migration of pupils from private to public schools in Ogun State, and equally the migration of pupils from public schools to private schools in Ogun State. And we still have with us in the studio Dr. Lawrence Olumide, who's the Chief Executive Officer of Paragon International Schools and equally the former Ogun State Chairman of Private Schools Proprietors of Nigeria. Before we begin to take calls and messages, can we allow you land on your thoughts? Yes, what you were sharing with us before the break.
Yes, you were talking about the value of education and the need for parents to
check the kind of schools they
so like I said, education is more than 2 + 2 is equal to 4. It's the totality of the child. So where you put your child when it matters is important. The primary school, the secondary school is the most important aspect of education. At that age, the child is formed. So you can't afford to say, just go to JLOC for primary school. I will take you to Harvard University. When the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? So the foundation is important. If you are going to borrow money, you are going to be among what they call it, to ensure that the foundation is solid. That the foundation is solid is good. And then 2, I tell parents, your personal value, your virtues as a person. In every family has something unique. We have families where they say, look, in this family we don't tolerate stealing. In this family we don't fight. It has never been heard that so and so person, they have this personal protocol. It is still our responsibility to transmit these values and virtues that we inherited from our own parents to our children, so that we can always have a better society. A peaceful society is a society where all the players are structured in a peaceful way. There's no way throughout, maybe because of the kind of person I am, there is no record. All my children, they school through my school. There is no record anywhere in our school. We take record of everything. If you are not present in school on a particular day, your file will carry that information.
Okay.
That's the reason why every student that has passed through our school, when they come back for whatever, it is the true reflection. It's not that the principal there now will just put biro and be striking his teeth and you look gentle, no, they will carry your file. The day you had argument with somebody, the day everything is entered. There's nowhere you will see record that either my daughter or my son had fight with anybody. Why? It's in our DNA. In our family, we don't fight. We can argue. We can be trying to justify our position on any matter, our belief, but that we should fight. No, I have never had it.
Okay.
So these are part of what parents should do. What is it that is unique to your family? Transmit it by yourself, because it's going to help your child in the future. Okay? Your child wants to be a policeman, but he has not been trained not to respect other people. Anything is to slap. Now he has gun in his hand. Any little provocation, he's dropping the gun, he's already exchanging blows. It's the background. So parents should also do that. It's important that private institution should be assisted by government. Yes, I said the best any government can do is to create an enabling environment. All right. Many school owners in Abeokuta today can't use school bus anymore because of the situation of our road. You see that today shock absorber, tomorrow spring, next tomorrow tire cut, and all of that. When we have good road, the responsibility of government, one, education, health, infrastructure. Then we add security. If these four can be well looked into by our government, you will see people will be smiling. Okay, so the enabling environment is also inclusive of when a child is leaving school A, he should leave school A legitimately to school B. Not that that school child A is owing school A, and then the mother feels they cannot pay, or the father feels they can't pay. They will draw the child without the knowledge of the head teacher or the owner of the school to school D, and school D will receive this as a blessing. Whereas that same child is owing a school maybe 2 terms or a session fee. Regulation can help in this. That is part of what government can do, because no individual can go to another school to say, oh, this child is owing me, or go to the family house to say your child is owing me. Is unethical. Okay. But when regulation excuse me, when government puts in place regulation, you see that is part of the enabling environment. The teaching institution, we have Nigerian universities where we have faculty of education, we have colleges of education where we have those who have shown interest in education. You see that some of these people, this aspect of our education also needs to be looked into. Today, there is scarcity of teachers. It's clear. There are some subjects that you can't even get teachers to teach. I'll give you an example. Creative art. Go to FC. How many students do you find in the entire department? And then look at the schools in Ogun State. A whole college of education, University of Adeyemi College of Education, now University of Adeyemi University of Education. The total number of undergraduates in that department is less than 100. And when they graduate, they will go and open a shop where they will be doing artwork for people. They don't want to go to classroom to teach. And then this is a core subject at junior secondary school level. GS1, GS2, GS3. No teachers to teach.
Creative art.
Yes, sir. Also, look at geography. Unfortunately, geography is no longer seen as a science subject. Child. Well, no graduates to teach geography. So there are subjects like that government, through the institution training the teachers, they are not looking into it to say, okay, how do we recycle this department, the current teachers in this area, they are getting to this age, so we need to produce more, even if it is to be encouraging them. Okay, if you want to study creative and creative arts in the system, we'll give you tuition free, just to encourage them. Otherwise, I told my colleagues, I said, education has become what language did I use? It has become endangered profession. It has become an endangered profession. Yeah, teaching those who had actually even gone to the university and college to study education, they don't even want to teach anymore. So what will become of our children come tomorrow? We need to invest in that area. When government is investing in that area, that's a subtle support. It's a subtle support for private schools. I used to tell my colleagues, I said, look, the teachers we are using, we are not the one responsible for their training. To train a graduate is more than the tuition any university can ask for. A faculty has 4 professors, 6 PhD holder, maybe 8 master's degree holder, infrastructure, payment of the salary. How many students do you have in that faculty? If they are paying 200,000 per session, add it up, it can't pay all the prof. So government is actually, and that is the responsibility of the government. What we are now saying is that government should be more serious and they should be more futuristic about this aspect, so much that they are sincere about what they are doing. This is not just playing to the gallery. We are sincere. The future is in our mind. We are mindful of the future. We are mindful of the generation coming. We are transmitting this knowledge onto them, and these are the people that will transmit it. The people that will transmit it, they are under good training. They are well empowered. They are encouraged. So there is motivation for them to graduate and go straight into the classroom. Not that, well, what I'm going to do, I just want to have my first degree, so me too, I can say I'm a graduate. It's beyond, I want to just be a graduate. What value are you going to create to the society based on how you have been trained? It's best for you to practice what you have been trained to do. It's easier that way. There's another aspect in the secondary school where you call guardian counseling, where you encourage people to say, where is your passion? Locate your passion, pursue your passion. So if you pursue your passion, you won't be looking for money. People like us who are passionate about what we do, we care less about money, and we are not even poor. We are not bothered about money, and we are fine. But some people, they are there. Everything about them is money, and yet they don't have it. Even when they have it, they don't have peace of mind. Amazing. Even when they have peace of mind, their head is challenging.
Failing.
But when you are passionate about something, your passion is a healing mechanism for the totality of your body.
Amazing.
And make life, it makes life meaningful to you. Then you enjoy living, you enjoy what you do, and then you are also happy that you are contributing significantly to the society where you find yourself.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Olumide. And at this point, let's leave the lines open for parliamentarians to also, give their quota and their thought and get to see how the economic situation has also affected their decision to move maybe their children or wards or just anybody staying with them from private to public schools or from public to private schools. And the number to call is 081-0786-0000. Please don't forget, you've got just 2 minutes to give your thoughts on today's topic. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
And good morning to my proprietor.
What's your name, please? We're with you.
Ighalo Samson from Fajo Bantuku.
Okay, Samson.
So
comments.
I'm just grateful to still be alive today. Hearing my proprietor's voice over the years. I'm privileged to be one of an alumni to Paragon.
Great.
So, but I'm very grateful again to God today.
Yeah.
That when he was mentioning some points, I didn't hear him mention fuel or so. So just hope for the best. And let's continue praying that God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Samson. I'm honored.
Okay, we have another call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
From Alagbado.
You're welcome.
About the sponsor especially private institution program in this field. I ask you whether there is a problem of unpaid debt. Require by this 3% financial capital available economy we are running. We need our economic capacity is about 100 trillion naira. And we are running it with less than 5 trillion naira. And this is why we have all this kind of problem sector by sector. I really insisted on this problem in 2003. I told the Bank of Richard they will go to the major victim. People are unable to pay their school fees. There are 80% of the students, private school are now collapsed as a sort of private school beside my country house. And I know the number of students in that school before. And the number of people that present after this kind of session. And so all this kind of problem is what needed for a patriotic house. To balance the problem of inadequate monetary supply.
Okay.
According to the great economic stress, humanitarian crisis, not the stress for Nigeria. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you. 08107860000. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to all of you out there.
Good morning.
Most especially, I want to commend this man. Because I know he has one in Congo. And I am proud to say that my good children are so that. Look, the condition of every good child is the primary and secondary. You have that child even doing better than most graduates, like what he has said. So I want to believe that he has said so much. We don't need to exaggerate on it. He has said so much.
Thank you,
Build
sir.
the child, build the future. May God bless him.
Amen.
Thank
you so
you.
much, sir. I'm honored.
All right, 08107860000. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
I'm Kaudi Olumide from Abeokuta.
Thank you for calling.
Good morning to the guests in the house. Mr. Dari, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I won't probably subscribe to everything that Mr. Olumide has told us this morning or come up with this morning. Because I see that today, as of now, even up to date now, we have not had any distinctive mark of leaders inside or the traits of it inside our leaders or leadership that we have been having up to this moment. Because Mr. Dari said, never say never. And I believe in the Bible that, look, if it has some certain commodity was sold in terms of shekel, and then we are probably...
Samaria.
Sir?
In Samaria.
Exactly. And we are looking forward to the potential inside us, which these leaders have not been able to help us to be able to deploy in terms of giving us gains and proceeds in. And then yet we are condemning our own selves, those people that are following them. I think we have not done well at all. It is this leadership, these people that have taken us to the cleaners, whereby we could not be able to see ourselves in terms of putting hands to mouth any longer. You can just imagine what is going on around us. If you want to buy fuel now, that will take you to Lagos from Abeokuta, it will not cost you for a 2.4 liters engine to buy. You won't buy less than 70,000 naira. So why should we now be blaming ourselves for what these leaders have done to us?
Right.
It's quite unfortunate that we have leaders that probably they are smartless or don't know exactly what they are up to, or probably they cannot distinguish from their behavior and potential. You see, when you are talking, I think we need to... In fact, I'm not a seed for the nation, so I'm a seed for my parents.
All right.
I'm telling you. Because you mentioned seeds. And I believe that it is my parents, not these leaders, that have sent me to school. It is not those leaders. Because they are not even... Those leaders have not even brought their children very well. I mean, look at their character. We had a very serious child be spending 500 million to go and do certain things, to do rice, to do this.
Thank you so much. 08107860000. Please let us not deviate from the topic of discussion this morning, which is migration of pupils from either private schools to public schools or from public schools to private schools. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, once more, Madam Speaker.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Dari, and good morning to Dr. Lawrence Olumide. What is my name? I'm calling for Kudu Process. There are certain things which that is said just now, Madam Speaker. That you said you went to public school.
Yes.
And I'm very sure if you ask those people who went to private school during your days, they are not better off than you. And Madam said you went to private school. And if to be teacher, we are saying that public school or the private school, in Madam especially when she's speaking English. I was for that I told the body my colleagues. I will not agree, I will not subscribe to anybody. I'm talking from an avalanche experience that if that public school is inferior to private school, some of them are just very darling because they are just very darling for nothing. And some of the Nigerians, that is, they want to put hand group on their neck. They want to send their children to public to private school so that they want to imitate that. You know what that is saying? And for goodness sake, what has it to send your children to public school, to private school? I just pay school fees in Ogun State here. The answer is an emphatic no. Now I want to give myself my first son. He went to OLD here, that is. From OLD, he went to Adult Grammar School. After Adult Grammar School, I said, go back home and went to let me go end there. He did excellently. All my children went, except one, they went to private school. Public can to say. And they are doing fantastically well. I will not agree to anyone that the public school is inferior. It's not inferior. And very many of them are just very done as a writing test. I interviewed a boy just on something here. It's that school, I won't mention the name of the school, and if I did, I think you want now. It's along the Shara. I said, what's your SFT? I said, what's your best subject? He said, economy and high I said, what's the difference between ineffective demand and effective demand? It's Purple and Wombo. I said, okay. I said, why is fair considered to be the best? It's Purple and Wombo. Finally, madam, the standard of education in this country is falling. Unless we want to show ourselves. When I was in class 5, not to be direct, 1983, the man that taught me economy, Osawari, we call him OO. He's a class 5 who left the Doctor Grammar School.
Right,
he taught me economics. That was the year he gained admission to read economics in Uniben. I managed to cost it 5. Can you today, doctor, any of your students come and teach yourself economics, talk of and that person? Standard of education is going beyond what I would call decadence.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so would you want to react to the
Yes, you see, because of time, there are some local government in Ogun State today. Let's pick Ado-Ota for analysis. I don't know the population of Ado-Ota, but when you stand inside that town and you look, you know that that place is heavily populated. How many secondary schools do we have in the entire Ado-Ota local government? That is public. How many? We can count them. And then you look at the mass, you look at the massive population, and the children of that population must go to school. And the infrastructure of the public school that is limited in that local government. So some parents are in private school not because they wanted it, right, but because that is the best option where government had failed. You see, that's why I keep telling my colleagues, I said, look, anything we are doing is to corroborate the agenda of government. Right. It is because the government of the day, it is because the government is failing. That's why we are trying to stand in the gap. We must be celebrated for standing in the gap by government and by the people we serve. If all of us should go and fold our hands, government is doing next to nothing. And then we too, we are doing next to nothing. As a professional, there's no way you will sit down and be watching things go the wrong way. That thing in you, we always want to rise up and say, how can I come in? If I am giving myself to say, how can I come in? I'm coming in this way. I should be celebrated. I should be acknowledged for that, for giving myself. That's why I kept saying it. It's not all of us looking for money. It's not all school owners looking for money. Yes, we need the money to run the business because we have got to pay bills, got to pay the teachers. Some of the teachers, they are doing the work because they need the money. So will you be telling them they should be passionate about it? They have to be paid. And when they have to be paid, somebody must pay for what? For
the service.
I mean, for that service. Yeah. So when it comes that way, so parents, it's high time some parents have a change of mind when it comes to the issue of private school. We must not be seen as gold diggers. We should also be seen as, oh, these people, they are selfless. They are standing in the gap. Like I said, go to Ado-Ota. There are some local government in this state that you can hardly have up to 10 secondary school, and then you look at the population, and then if you are going by UNESCO standard of numbers of students that should be under the supervision of a single teacher, you will know that we have missed the road. So somebody must stand in the gap to at least mend, even if it's not perfect. So those that are standing in the gap, I always require government to regulate and be ensured that they are doing the right thing the same way government should have done it. So that the child will be the beneficiary, maximum benefit for the child.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Lumide. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my dear sister.
Good morning.
And other schools in the house.
Good
morning, our guest.
Good morning.
I am okay from United Towns of Ayetoro. Yes, I have to give it to you, our guest. You see, our government has actually deviated from the normal norms of providing social amenities to the people. Education is part of it that must be given to children free of charge. In those days, we don't know anything called nursery and primary school. During our days, I hardly heard about it. But nowadays, we have many, many more nursery and primary or private schools in the country. Why? It is because government has actually neglected its own share of it, provision of essential amenities for the masses. The government is making people to suffer more than necessary. A parent that is unable to have 3 square meals will be struggling on how to take his work to the private school for qualitative education. In those days, it is the public school that are having quality people that are actually aspiring. I don't know, or I didn't know what is called nursery and primary during my days. Then why the problem now? The answer is simple. Many of the commissioners are school owners. Many of the supervisors, inspectors, they are school owners. Then they will tend to actually protect that side, neglecting the side of the government. And the government too is not employing people that will do the job.
All right, we need you
Supervisors will not supervise well. The coordinators will not coordinate well. When they get to any school, they just collect whatever they want to collect. They go away.
Thank
they
you.
They are not after quality.
Thank you so much. 08107860000. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
My name is Solomon, calling from Advisable.
Thank you, Solomon.
Our guest in the house, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. I give it to you, your analysis towards education. I really give it to you.
Thank you.
And this is what many people are missing in this country. Yeah. You have an analysis way, because education is the key to success in life. Education is the key to success. It is through education one can tell this is what the difference between this and that. But when one is not well educated and one is not being trained well, how will he show the difference between A and B? And that is what is happening in the country. Our government has failed to fail the masses. I don't blame why private school will not be existing, because the private schools, yes, they are there for business, or they are there, as you have said, you are passionate for yourself. If there are people like that, because of your passionate, that's why the students in your school are successful. So, but today, I will tell you also, I was part of it. I was passionate, but because of how I see how the government have failed it. So that makes me not to have that move anymore. I'm supposed to be an educationist, but I look at how they are treating. I said, no, I want to go to management. I want to go and study accounting. Which at the tail end again, I fall in education, moving. So it's very, very, I give kudos to you. Government has failed this country. So I give it to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you too for calling. 08107860000. The WhatsApp number for messages is 090-3927-3532. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
To our resource person, God bless you. Presenter, remain blessed.
Thank you.
My name is Big Daddy from Abiola Way. It's a very nice topic. But you're only asking a question that I've gotten answer already. Ask how much the children are paying in school fees today, you know. It's out of 100%. It's only 5 migrate from public to private. Almost 90% of people that migrate is from private to public. You know about that because of the way the country is going. So there is one thing I want to ask. That adage you always give. They say you cannot give what you don't have. But not in Nigeria. We give light to other people that we don't have light in Nigeria. Another one that we produce teachers. We cannot be able to be a teacher in Nigeria. I could remember when George Ogun, is he one of the Liberian presidents, who came on board request for teachers. Nigeria provided good teachers to them. But Nigerians, it doesn't have a good teacher to teach themselves. So the only problem is this, where do we go from here? Even doctors also. So when you look at things in Nigeria, that man that we refer to eliminate is one that is killing Nigerians now. That is corruption. Education now today is nowhere to find. I could remember when Ghana are there schooling in Nigerians. Now Nigeria runs to other countries. And you're asking the question you are asking. May God bless Nigeria because we forget about history.
All right.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. Have a great day too. Sir, would you want to react before we take some messages?
Yes. It is critical that we should not forget the fact that education, like I said earlier, is the totality of the development of the individual. My health status today is a reflection of the quality of education in me. By the reason of the quality of education in me, I know what to eat and what not to eat. I know what to drink and not what to drink. I know when to sleep and when to be awake. Knowledge is helping my health. My spirituality, that I am not going to a church where they say I should bring money and be dancing around the pulpit and go and sit down, and then I should go and have my bath at Three Junction. Is that I am not a prey or an instrument in the hand of somebody. Is as a result of the type of education I receive. Okay? Now, that I am the one in charge of my life is as a result of the quality of education I receive. So, if you want to educate your child, my point is, and will always remain, that ensure that is a complete package that will help that your child in the future. Education is more than 2 + 2 or A for apple. Is the totality. Is the totality. Is the totality. Many people have died because of ignorance. What ignorance has caused. When I talk about ignorance is not talking about illiterate. People that are well read, but they are ignorant. Right? So when you are well educated, even when you, after graduation, you start educating yourself, you start the journey of discovery, self-discovery of pattern, miseries, histories and the rest. And then you begin to form opinion. And your opinion will be turned into philosophy. And this philosophy will become like a torchlight onto your followers. We're talking about. Education is more than I have a certificate that I can use to apply for a job. When you have the job, do you have the character to keep the job?
Keep it up.
That is what we talk about whenever we talk about qualitative education. So government should also invest in this aspect to justify their investment for the benefit of the nation.
Thank you so much, Dr. Olumide. Let us wrap up with messages. And this first one says, Good morning, Rock City and the guests in the house. I am Okuni Olayinka in Abeokuta. I want to disagree with the guest as regards using, for example, a teacher that studied economics to teach civil education and CRK. That teacher can't and will never do justice to the subjects. This is what we do in public schools because I was a principal in a public secondary school for over 12 years. It is unfortunate that many private schools are very much into this practice. Another message from Comrade Galaxy from Obantoko. Good morning, Rock City. Dr. Lumide, I love your submission in totality. You're someone that I've observed keenly and can see a sense of humanity and reality in you. One of your principles about education service delivery, which is in tandem with my own ideas about service delivery, is affordable excellence. I would say the government should just take to all that you have said. God bless you, sir. Nicola says, what has not fallen in this country? Do people move from public to private under these Tinubu? That is a rhetorical question. And then another message, FM from Abeokuta. Good morning, sir and ma. I honestly cherish the submission of your guest. He has said a lot regards the educational aspect. Some of us want to teach. We have been trained properly in the University of Education. But where is the true platform to showcase this? And then number 2, what can you say, sir, about cheaters and teachers? Olukunle Tinuosho from Akpeno Shojobi Ileweron says, Good morning, Rock City. I really commend the effort and knowledge of your resource person. I have listened to all the submission. In fact, this man is a blessing to our educational sector. Without much ado, I hope those in authorities, especially in educational settings, will be able to make some changes. Parents as well should be able to help the situation. Education is a pathway to knowledge, and knowledge is power. Here from Engineer Folarin from Songo. Good morning, gentlemen and lady in the studio. I greet and salute the involvement of the guest speaker in the studio. Education is education, but when we quantify the values of comparison between private and public schools, the government offers more quality education in terms of educational facilities, infrastructure of the learning models, and the public is more significant in educational facilities. I encourage the government to offer more financial backup to accommodate more pupils for beneficiaries, as the private school is just a preliminary, and the government should do more. Gwalawon Opaleye says, education is very important to the society. Good education provides good citizens. Unfortunately, there is great neglect of the sector in Nigeria. The high cost of everything has affected education now, leading to a noticeable influx of people from public. I guess you meant to say from private to public schools. Many years ago, I had the opportunity of serving on an education committee in Ogun State. Sadly, the problems observed then are still noticeable now. Poor funding leading to inadequate teachers, teaching aids, laboratories, libraries, leaking classrooms, etc. There is also security issues, poor parentage, unscrupulous education officers, poor and improper planning, and corruption. As long as our leaders continue to send their wards and children to foreign schools, we won't have the required change. May I suggest that the federal and state government should stop unnecessary establishment of schools for political reasons while neglecting or underfunding the existing ones. And the last message for this morning from Kayode Lumide says, why would anyone not want to relocate ISO awards from private schools to public schools, given the haughty spirit-like attitude of leaders that have continued to spout second-hand ideas, or working in borrowed posture, which has defeated the opportunity in them to stop manipulation of lives or not come out with sincere decisions to meet the needs and wants of others or their people. Let our leaders stand as among equals to stop betraying their people, and finally, one day, a true leader will emerge like we once had in Samaria. That's from Kayode Olumide. Sir, would you want to react to these messages and give your final thought on our discussion today?
Our audience at home, they have actually done justice to. I want to appreciate those that acknowledge and my contribution, my only two way. I can only hope that we have a common mindset to the aspiration of the learners across board, irrespective of our location, whether you are working in the public or you are working in the private sector. What is our focus? Our focus is nothing but the child, the Nigerian child, the learners. Okay? So when the learners becomes our focus, where the learn will not be a contentious issue. The issue is, are we giving them the best that will help them in their contributory role to their family, to the society in the future? If the government is not doing it well, how can we make the government do it well? In the private sector is not doing it well, how can we make the private sector do it well? It is not by pulling it down that they must not exist, that we can have the best. In the Western world, you will see that some of the schools that our children are leaving Nigeria to go and study abroad, they are private institutions. And that is the reason why they are well managed. Anything that is in the private hand, it's as good as an accountable system where parents can say, oh, this aspect we have complained, and then you look into it. If anybody has complained in public education now, whom do you address? Where do you go to? Where do you go to? But in a private system, the appropriate authority to engage is available, and that is the best, so that the error that is being communicated to the child is addressed on time. I used to say those who pass instruction can also pass error. But when the error is not terminated, the error will be assumed by the child to be the truth because of the source. So nothing must wait. When it comes to the education, it must be now. If it's an error, let it be addressed now. If your child is beaten wrongly in school today, address it today. You don't have to wait for 2 weeks. They are forming committee. They are inviting you to Kimoson to come and hear your part. And then even the child has forgotten what happened. The child had already started playing with the child that they had issue together. So room for correction is defeated. So education is now for the benefit of the learner. And if private education can do that, and you have the resources to back it up, why not? So that your child will feel the sense that there is this sense of being advantaged. So I have privilege, and then this privilege I must not waste it. Some of the students that are in private school today, they have that feeling, oh, I have this privilege. This privilege, I must not toy with it. I must make something out of it, which at the end of the day makes them to be better. Because when you feel inferior, you will become inferior. Some of these learners in the public school, majority of them are feeling inferior. They see those going to private school as superior. And then they say, even the Bible, like you used to go, say, as we see ourselves, and so we are. They see themselves as grasshoppers, and say they were like grasshoppers. So if you see yourself, because you are going to a public school, as inferior, do we have any system in the public school to encourage them to see themselves as equal to those in private school? No. There's nothing to prove to that, because it's not a kernel of curriculum. It's not. So, like I said, education is totality. So, if you consider all these things, you see, no matter what, at the end of the day, it's still better for you to sacrifice and ensure that your child is under the tutelage of somebody who knows what he's doing. Thank you.
Earlier, you mentioned the virtues that you taught your children.
Okay.
You mentioned boldness.
Yes.
And you mentioned speaking the truth.
Yes.
What are the other values?
Honesty.
Okay.
Honesty. Simple honesty. That where people can say, I know this guy. A lot of people, they can recognize my voice. They have never met me one-on-one, and they can say a lot of things about me. Okay? To describe a man, it's not the way he looks. It's the character is emitting. Okay. Your relationship. Now, there was a day I wanted to buy a fuel, okay, at a filling station, and then the Okada man was coming after I had parked, and the guy said that he should wait. And I said, sell to him. Sell to him. He wants to just buy 600 naira. Sell to him so I can. The woman look at her. Some people, when they come like that with big cars, they will be saying, no, Oba won't be buying it. I said, Boni won't let me a day. So contentment is a value and a virtue in my family. My whatever we don't have, we don't need it. Whatever we have, God has given us. These are not content of school curriculum. I, as someone, I transmit this to my children. I transmit this to my children, and I know wherever they find themselves tomorrow, there's no way they can misbehave. Why? Because these are values that I celebrate. Contentment is also critical. I didn't mention that. It's also critical. Simplicity. I was in a place recently, they were looking for me. I was the guest. They were looking for me.
Maybe they thought you would actually
because of I drove myself to the place, and then after what happened? I said, look, I put on my normal. This is one of my best headdress ties.
Thank you.
So simplicity is good. So I am not in competition with anybody. If you want to wear